Hey everybody, Anish Majumdar here, career coach to the fiercely ambitious, and I know a certain percentage of you are probably looking at that title and hopped on this video and went, oh, no way. No way. Anish, I got my last role after the third interview or the fourth interview, so I know that that is a load of crap. You can definitely get a job even if you've had more than 2 interviews, to which I would say, yes, absolutely, that is true. But here's my response to you, okay? For those of you who got that job after the second interview, was it an easy process? Was it a process that was pleasurable, and did you feel like it was a slam dunk? Or did you in some sense feel like the questions and the questioning and your chance of getting it became less and harder on that third one? Many people who've actually gotten the role after that second one, which is very, very rare, statistically speaking, you can basically say to yourself, I'm never going to do more than basically 2 interviews for all job opportunities, and you're rarely, if ever, going to actually miss out on an offer. So I want to talk about why that is, but I also want you to understand the why, okay? Because if you understand the why, it'll really protect you, not just in this case, but in all similar cases to come. You know, when I was starting out my career, I had no experience, fresh out of college. I had a line in my resume, and that line said, willing to work any hours, anytime, and make it a priority, or something like that. Well, I can't get away with that now. And if you're a professional who's been in the market for several years, you've got a trajectory, no one's expecting you to use that kind of a methodology for finding your next role either. And a big part of the reason why people, especially at the high level, don't get roles and offers, despite however many times they interview. And I've heard horror stories where people have said, Anish, I got rejected after interview 10. Interview 10. Because of some cockamamie reason, like they found out I was interviewing for other companies. No crap, right? Of course we are, right? If I'm in job search mode. So what's going on? Okay. When you reach a certain status, when your journey continues, there should be a shift in how you find the jobs themselves. And if that shift has not taken place, if someone says, okay, here's someone who, to draw an exaggerated example, here's someone who's like a C-suite executive, but they're still hunting for a job like they're fresh out of college. This person doesn't know their true value. This person can be jerked around. This person can get lowballed even if we do decide to give them an offer. And the longer you acquiesce to these things without getting anything in return, the longer you engage in these things in a way that runs counter to the status and authority that your experience dictates, the more this fraction, like this friction occurs. And that friction benefits the employer. It does not benefit you. Okay? So I want to talk about how you can avoid this, okay? I also want to talk a little bit about what are your parameters that you can use to keep yourself safe. So arguably the first one is I want you to look at your brand, right? That's your calling card. That's a thing that most people are going to look like when they're getting to know you professionally. And I want you to ask yourself, are you still pitching? Are you still like pushing and saying, hey, you know what I am? I'm a conglomeration of these skills. No, man, no. If you're experienced, I really want you to think about, okay, whatever your first and last name is. My name is Anish Majumdar. What is the Anish Majumdar process right now? Right now, what is the methodology of change, of transformation, of something that I can do that is a unique mix, not just of my skill set, but who I am at the highest possible level? What's a methodology of change? What's a way that I can partner with any business, any client to deliver a change as only I can deliver it? Right? What's a special way that you can make that shift happen? And that can use all the different parts of who you are. It can use you as a leader. It can use your operations background. It can use your tech background. It can use your marketing. All that means is you're looking at these different arms and you're saying, how does that inform my methodology? Right? My process today. Now, if you hardwire something like that into your brand, if it is evident and coming out of your LinkedIn profile, so when someone connects with you, they're like, oh, okay, this guy is not just going to hit me up for a job. This guy has his own mission, right? This person is already driving forward on something that matters to them, and I want to be a part of it, right? So tip number 1 in terms of keeping yourself safe, okay, is to structure your brand around unique value and unique territory. And that always comes from verbalizing, identifying, communicating what that process of yours is. If you're not doing that, you're just trading on skill set, and that is innately low level, okay? You're gonna run into problems there. Now, when you're actually in that interview, okay, I want you to think about give and take, okay? The goal for interview number 1 should be to identify those 2 or 3 aspects of pain, real pain, not if you're following a job posting, look, they're not being honest with you. They're gonna give you the sanitized version. You have to find the dirty version. Okay, the dirty version is what you're gonna start with on Monday when you start that job. The dirty version you need to identify in that first interview, okay? If you're an expert, they're expecting you to make this interview and drive this interview to a place of meaning, right? That means you identify what's really going on. That means they also see someone who can ask the hard questions and get the relevant information. Your goal should be anything after the first interview should be hinged upon the follow-up of pain identified, not the follow-up of me as a candidate. Do you understand? No matter how impressive you are, you should never, ever, ever think about a follow-up interview that continues to go on the range of let me prove it. Everything about that second interview should be, now that we've identified what's really going on, let's go deeper. Let's understand what are the major priorities going to be upon role start. What are the things that we've got to get under the table for in month 1, 2, 3, 6, right? What do we need to do? In that one, I want to ask any other questions that I need that would stand between me starting this role, and I want to give an option and an opening for any questions to be asked on my side as well. That's the goal of the second interview. There shouldn't be a third interview, because the third interview should be an offer. If you've done your work right, okay? If you've identified pain correctly, and part of that also, I just want to implant this in your mind, okay? Even in that second interview, when you go deeper into the pain, when you go deeper into what's being identified, you might have, let's say, 5 or 6 major areas of pain that you're looking at. Fine. But in terms of you want to identify and you want to be razor focused on those big bleeding aspects of pain that cannot be easily solved, that cannot be easily commoditized or solved, right? So if I say, look, I've got a couple of challenges here. I'm a tech expert. I want to secure this role. I see some lower level challenges, and then I see 1 or 2 strategic things that you need a partner to the business for. That's what I'm going to be razor focused on. Because the more I get you focused on that, that's where the most opportunity is, and that's where you need a strategic partner. If I keep you focused there, then I can draw a parallel, even if I don't have a job posting, between the types of problems being encountered. I can say, oh, looking at pay scale resources like Glassdoor, et cetera, this is a CTO level role. Okay, this is a CTO level of challenge. And so in that range, this is what we're talking about. And then I'm drawing a parallel between the pain being experienced and the market, not between myself and you. Okay, that's the key. Remember, HODL. Okay, you may have heard that phrase as it relates to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Hold on for dear life. As it relates to your job search, as it relates to what you're doing, that means hold your frame of authority. You've got a point of view. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. Stop folding like a cheap suit. You spent decades out there fighting those battles, making those sacrifices. Now's the time for the courage of your convictions. Okay? If you're going in there, you're exploring something, you want to give and get back for everything that you put out. You're not giving anything for free. No more time for free, no more resumes for free, no more branding and interviews for free. Everything is coming from that place of holding that line. Hold that line, watch more offers come your way. And if you want to go deeper with me, hello Anish, HELLOANISH.com is where you need to go next. You're going to see free training, deeper training, and a masterclass I put together just for you. Talk soon.